Today I want to talk about boundaries. Boundaries have to do with what we set up between us and other people so that they don't hurt us and that we don't hurt them. And everyone gets that. When someone treats you poorly, you say stop doing that, and then that way hopefully they'll stop. And if they don't stop doing that, you stop hanging out with them. So you want to make sure that if people are harmful to you, or if you're struggling being harmful with another person, you say this needs to stop. You put a wall there so it doesn't continue. The wall can manifest in many ways. I could talk about this the whole episode about how to set up boundaries, and we'll continue to have more dialogues about this, Elizabeth and I, over the time to come. But today I want to talk about, what about boundaries with family? I mean, it's one thing to have a friend saying, you know, you're not a good friend anymore, so I'm not going to hang out with you anymore. But let's say you need to set up a boundary with a family member, someone that you love, someone that's going to be in your life. What do you do there? The first thing you do is you obviously tell them, stop doing this. This is hurting my feelings. Is that your intent? And then they may say yes, no, or they may just continue to do it. So what do you do when they're really difficult? What do you do when you have a family member that continues to hurt you and you need stricter boundaries? What you do is you always love them. You never give up on family members. I really believe that. You know, if someone is close to you, I mean, like a brother, a parent, a sibling, or a child, I think that nuclear, you never give up on them. However, you do set boundaries. So what you do is when they're misbehaving, you do say, I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I mean, that may be you tell them first how they're hurting your feelings or what they're doing that make you feel a certain way. And then again, they may respond positively to that, but they may not respond well to that. So then you set up more stricter boundaries. And you may say, you know, if you don't stop this, you know, we're going to bring someone else in here to talk about this, to resolve this. If that doesn't work, then you come up with stricter boundaries. You may say, hey, you know, this really is hurting my feelings. I've talked about this over and over again. And if this doesn't continue, you know, I can't have you in my life as much. Or when I visit you, I'm only going to stay here till you hurt my feelings. So if you're with someone that you love and they hurt your feelings, you actually leave. You visit them again. The difference is with a friend, you may never see them again, but with someone that you love, you just keep going back. And I think in the most intense case, and I have told many people this, advised this to many people over the years, let's say someone that you love ends up in prison because they have done really bad things in your life, or you don't see them. What you do is you continue to reach out and love them. If they're in prison, you visit them. If they're at, you know, if there's some place that is far away, you find them and you send them letters and you reach out to them and you keep loving them. You have very strict boundaries so they can't hurt you, but you never give up on loved ones. I think that's the key there. Love people in your life, but set up boundaries. And the ones that are close to you, you never stop loving them, but you also set boundaries. And the boundaries can be very strict, but always let them know, whether through a card, through a phone call, even if they don't respond back, that you love them and you're glad that they're in your life. Peace.
Our first question this week comes to us from Chen in Hong Kong. Can you explain what living in the present means? I've heard about this concept but don't quite understand it.
What happens to us is that all day long there are thoughts going in our mind. We're thinking about what's going to happen, we're analyzing what is happening, we're thinking about what did happen, and what we're not doing is living in the present moment. We're not being totally present with what's happening here right now. So because of all this egoic, I call it egoic thinking, it keeps us from really living fully and richly, because when you're in your mind, you're really not being present with what is. So you may be with someone and kind of half listening because your thoughts go other places. You may be having a really nice meal, but you're sort of not even enjoying it because your thoughts are going elsewhere. You may be watching a show, even our show, and may think about something else, and your thoughts go elsewhere. So you're never here, right now. So living in the present moment is really being 100% present with what's happening right now. And what you'll find is that when you do that, your life really becomes rich, it becomes full, and it becomes a really awesome experience. But what you have to do is let go of the future, let go of the past, and live in the now.
And I think the truth is that you miss so much when you don't live in the present moment. I have seen relationships affected, bar none, even relationships in my own life where people have a hard time because they're thinking about other things, and people can tell that, and you miss so much of everything, the relationships, you miss the beautiful flowers and the butterflies that go by, and maybe a friendly face that says hello. Even those people that are looking for relationships, sometimes if you're so in your head worried about, oh, I'm going to be alone forever, I'm never going to have a relationship, your head isn't up enough to even see the faces around you or somebody that you might miss in passing. So when we're so stuck in the future, because I want this, or so stuck in the past of, oh, I can't believe that happened, or I wish that I was there again, you miss everything in the now. So be here now. That is the best advice that both of us can give to you.
And one last thing you can do is continue to watch our show. We're trying to teach people around the world how to live in the present moment. There's a lot of great guests we have on and things we talk about. So come back, watch, and grow with us.
Thank you for your question.